Welcome to Ferry's Film Vault, the show that gives you random film reviews through my perspective. On this particular episode, I'm going to be doing something a little different from the norm. Now, as you may all be aware, that summer is looming around the corner, which basically means a ton of blockbuster films. Therefore, I'll be doing a list of films that I'm looking forward to watch this summer blockbuster season. And to explain, these films are by no means Oscar-worthy or anything like that. Well, maybe some do, but they're just films that I know I'll definitely watch in the theater with my friends, eating buckets of popcorns and just let our eyes go for a leisure stroll down the park. Now let's start this off in an epic fashion with the Avengers on May 4th. I mean, what is there for me to say? A group of superheroes in one film? Yes! Definitely gonna fork out the cash to watch this one. Although, I wasn't too crazy about the stuff that they've released so far, trailers-wise, and I really didn't like how Hulk looks. I mean, I know it's gonna be entertaining as hell, but I'm still crossing my fingers in hope that it's gonna be a good film.
Director Fury, I think it's time.
You here with a mission, sir? Trying to get me back in the world?
Trying to save it.
Doctor, we need you to come in.
What if I say no?
I'll persuade you.
What are you asking me to do? It's called the Avengers Initiative.
I thought I didn't qualify.
Apparently I'm, what is it, volatile, self-obsessed, and don't play well with others.
I think they need a timeout.
How desperate are you? And you call on such lost creatures to defend you.
You have made me very desperate.
We're not a team. We're a time bomb.
And on to May 11th with Dark Shadows, which is a film by Tim Burton about a cursed vampire who woke up from his coffin imprisonment only to discover that it's the 1970s. It stars Johnny Depp, Michelle Pfeiffer, Eva Green, Jackie Earle Haley, Johnny Lee Miller, Chloe Grace Moretz, and so on. Just a great cast, and on top of that, it's a Tim Burton film. Although it is leading more towards comedy, and I'm not so sure how I feel about that, but Chloe Grace Moretz is in it, so I'm in.
He's coming.
Hear me, future dweller. What is the year?
1972.
1972. My beloved Collinwood. The Collins family.
Who the hell is this?
I'm a vampire, madam.
Yeah.
He's not staying with us forever, is he? I like him.
Oh, super flat. Welcome home, Barnabas Collins.
How soon can the horses be ready?
We don't have horses. We have a Chevy.
What sorcery is this? Reveal yourself, tiny songstress.
Hello, Barnabas. Remember me?
Witch, you cursed me to be this hideous creature. You may strategically place your wonderful lips upon my posterior and kiss it repeatedly.
What if I made you love me?
With what a spell.
With this?
I must admit, they have not aged a day.
Next, we have Battleship that is going to be released on May 18th. And yes, it's based on the actual board game. Now you're wondering why did I put this on the list, and I'm not blaming you, but check out the trailer and you'll soon realize that this could very well be this year's Transformers-esque film, which basically means great action and visual effects with a pretty iffy script. Plus, Liam Neeson's in it, so...
What the heck is that? Got an unknown surface contact.
Bridge, TO, I've got nothing on the scope.
Let's get a team in the RIP to investigate this thing.
Over! You're on it!
Copy, sir.
On May 25th, we'll have Men in Black 3. Now let me just get it out and say that the second one was a horrendous film, and I'm sure most of you will agree to that, but alas, there's a third one coming out with all the same main cast and director returning. And I'm going to be one of the suckers who will actually watch it in the theater in hope that it'll be good like the first one. Don't judge.
Incident report.
Access denied.
There are things out there you don't need to know.
That's not the lie you told me when you recruited me.
I promise you the secrets of the universe, nothing more.
Well, what other secrets are there?
Kay!
I'm looking for Kay. Have you seen him? Sort of a surly older gentleman. He smiles like this.
Kay has been dead for over 40 years.
Here, take this.
Now all you have to do is jump.
You want me to jump?
Time jump.
Moving on to June 1st, we have Piranha 3DD. I'm just kidding. Take a look at the title and you already know that this film is going to be a joke. 3DD? What the? On June 1st, we'll have Snow White and the Huntsman, which stars Kristen Stewart, Charlize Theron, and Thor. I'm not so sure about this one. It's one of those fairy tale stories with a grittier twist that Hollywood seems to make in abundance recently. Kind of like Red Riding Hood, which turns out to be terrible. So I don't know. I'll have to see when the time comes whether I want to watch it in the theater or not.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is fairest of them all?
You are the fairest, but there is another destined to surpass you. Consume her heart and you shall live forever.
Find me someone who doesn't fear the dark forest to hunt her down.
Why is she of such value?
That is none of your concern.
And if I refuse?
Lips red as blood, hair black as night. Bring me your heart, my dear Snow White.
The week after that, we'll have Prometheus, which is rumored to be the prequel to Alien. Even though it was denied by the filmmakers, but after trailers were released, it really looked like the prequel to Alien. Regardless, I know a lot of people are super excited about this film, especially with Ridley Scott directing. It's like the return of Ridley Scott to the sci-fi genre, who did both Alien and Blade Runner. But it's nothing like that for me. I'm curious to watch it just based on how much other people are looking forward to see this film. So there you go. Next, on June 22nd, we have Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, Pixar's Brave, and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Awesome week since I really want to watch all of this film. But if I have to be honest, I'm gonna have to go with Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I know, I can't help myself. The title itself already caught my attention. It sounded so awesome. But when I watched the trailer, it feels like one of those films that sounded great as a concept, and when you execute it and watch it on the big screen, it just feels awkward. So I don't know, maybe I'll watch Pixar's Brave instead.
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. And I looked, and behold, was death. Saying, come and see.
On to June 29th, we have G.I. Joe Retaliation. The first one felt like an action film for the kiddies, although I have to admit that the two lead female actresses, Sienna Miller and Rachel Nichols, were hot in it. And the fight between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow was good. But this one felt much grittier with more exciting action scenes, which is a surprise considering the person who directed this film is John M. Chu, who previously did Step Up 2 and 3 and the Justin Bieber movie. But both Bruce Willis and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in it, so yes, I'll watch this in the theater.
Let's move. World ain't saving itself.
We have to assume that there's no one we can trust.
There is one man.
Going along to July 6th, we have The Amazing Spiderman, which is a total reboot for the franchise. I had my worries about this. I mean, how do you follow up to Sam Raimi's trilogy? But surprisingly, when the trailer was released, I was kind of like, interesting. I'm liking the way this is going. Andrew Garfield was a pretty good pick to be Peter Parker, and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy, no problem there. Since I don't really like Kristen Dunst as MJ, plus it's freaking Spider-Man. Theater, yes!
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Parker.
Not much to tell, really.
Peter lives with his aunt and uncle.
I forgot all about that thing. It was your dad's.
What are you doing here?
I have nothing.
Do not get me in trouble. Don't touch anything.
Ready to play God?
Do you have any idea what you really are?
And on July 20th would be my most anticipated summer blockbuster film, which is The Dark Knight Rises. This is the final chapter for Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, and all of the regular casts are back with the addition of Tom Hardy as Bane and Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. Similar to the Avengers, I just find that the stuff they released so far I'm not a big fan of, but it is Christopher Nolan, and in him we trust, because after all, he did top off Dark Knight with Inception. But how do you top off Inception? I don't know, maybe subconsciously I want my expectation to be lowered so that when I actually watch it, it's gonna be amazing. Pow!
What does that mean?
Rise.
When Gotham is ashes, you have my permission to die.
Moving on to August 3rd, we have The Bourne Legacy and Total Recall. It's another one of those weeks. I'll be lying if I say that I'm not interested in any of this film, because I am. We have the remake of Total Recall without Arnie, and it stars Colin Farrell, who I'm not a big fan of, Jessica Biel, nah, and Kate Beckinsale. It's also directed by Len Wiseman, who did Die Hard 4, and I freaking love that film. On the other hand, we have the next chapter of the Jason Bourne series without Matt Damon returning. Now hold your horses, don't back off just yet, because the film focuses on another character, Aaron Cross, played by Jeremy Renner, who was also involved in the Threadstone program. So I don't know, both of this film could end up being train wrecks, but they did get my curiosity, so we'll see.
You want to be a crime fighter, or world-class athlete, or a secret agent? Yeah. Happy trails, man.
What is it? What's wrong?
Yank that needle out before it takes.
Why are you here? Oh, why?
No, please!
Wait.
It's all a mistake. Nobody.
Hands on your head now!
Why are you trying to kill me?
Your memory was erased. Your mind was implanted with a life you think you've lived. Oh, by the way, you haven't even begun to see me trying to kill you.
Get in. I've been looking for you everywhere.
And I'll be closing this off with ParaNorman and The Expendables 2 on August 17th. I really want to watch The Expendables 2, even though the first one was bad, because the casts are just fantastic. But thanks to good old Chuck Norris with his "this film has to be PG-13 or else I'm not gonna be in it" speech, I'm not gonna watch it in the theaters. On the other hand, ParaNorman looks freaking amazing. It's a stop-motion film from the people who did Coraline, and it's about a misunderstood boy who can speak with the dead and takes on ghost zombies grown up to save his town from a century-old curse. Now this would actually be a film that's Oscar-worthy right beside Pixar's Brave, in my opinion. Plus, the premise of the film is most definitely my cup of tea. So yes to ParaNorman and no to Chuck Norris.
When I look out my window, many sights to see. And when I look in my window, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Oh no. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Must be the season of the witch. Where'd I go?
And there you have it, folks, a list of this summer blockbuster films that I'm going to be indulging myself with. So be sure to post any sort of comments you might have below, since I'm really curious as to what you guys think about the list. And if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe. It's just one click away, so you always be in the know as to when the new episode is going to be posted and etc. But that's it, and I'll see you at the next review.